Going to the Bitwala office. Bitwala, it's a very, very interesting project, really interesting one. So now they're creating a real crypto bank where you can hold your Bitcoins, where you can spend your Bitcoins everywhere without these Visa services or others. And that's very interesting personally for me, because imagine like in 10 years we'll have different crypto banks, and that's the first one. And now we've come to them. We're meeting with Benjamin. It's their CTO and co-founder. So let's go to the office. Oops. And have an interview with them. I really want you to know more about this project. Let's go upstairs. Interesting thing. Benjamin, I'm here.
Hey,
hi.
How you doing?
Nice to see you guys. As I've told you, this is Benjamin. He's the CTO and co-founder of Bitwala, right? Yep. Cool. Bitwala. It's not your first project with George.
Well, it was always like the same ideas and similar people, but it just kind of changed names and legal structures over the time. We made all for BTC, which was a very, very simple solution. This goes to show that you don't need a complicated technical solution to have a good business. It was a shopping service for Bitcoin. Really simple idea, but it took off, and then it got kind of bigger and bigger. And we were like, okay, well, if people are buying loads of stuff with Bitcoin, or maybe they want to pay for other things with Bitcoin. And then we came up with bills for BTC, and that was like the prototype of Bitwala.
How many members are there in your team now?
So we're 25 now, full-time employees.
There was a very big media boom regarding that, and all of the biggest media outlets, not even blockchain like Cointelegraph, but the fintech ones, were writing about Bitwala and other services that used Visa for payments with Bitcoins, and Visa shut it down all of the payments with BTC, right?
That's not quite accurate. Okay. So you have Visa, who gives the right to resell cards to a third party, and in this case the third party was called Wavecrest. Mm-hmm. And Wavecrest was a Gibraltar-based company, and they were the only prepaid Visa card issuer that worked with crypto companies. So pretty much everyone in the industry was using them. And Wavecrest, apparently, then this is kind of partly hearsay and like partly statements by Visa, was not playing by the rules. Obviously, if you're issuing cards on behalf of Visa, it's a very big regulatory and contractual relationship, and Wavecrest were not doing a sufficient job. And they had received multiple warnings, and then eventually, like bang, they were shut down.
But they didn't tell you about it.
They didn't tell us until it happened. We actually heard on WhatsApp through a connection.
On WhatsApp.
The one of
everything is shut down. Bye bye.
Yeah, like by the way, like sad face emoji. It was tons of money. Like I think we had about 2 million of our customers' money stuck on cards. And I mean, Wavecrest was a licensed company, so it's not like, you know, they can just, it's not like an exchange going bust and then all the crypto is gone. You know, these were the deposits that were protected, and so we knew everyone was going to get their money back. It was just a case of how and when. And so we've worked really hard, and now I think we've refunded like 97% of customer funds.
What did you feel at the moment, and were there like very angry people calling like, hey, you bastard, I don't know what's happening?
I mean, very angry people calling would have been one thing, but we actually had people come into the office and be like,
here.
Where's my money?
Where's my money, bitch? I ain't gonna keep asking nice!
They were coming here?
They were coming here.
And shouting?
No, you know, the people who came weren't shouting. And actually, people reacted in generally like a good way. Actually, I was surprised by how patient and how understanding people were.
That's a very interesting case, because when it happened, you've come up to, and that's what's written on your website now. It's a very interesting thing. You're saying that you're opening your own crypto bank. How does it look like? Because it's very interesting, I guess.
So I have to say that we will offer a Bitcoin banking solution. So we will be working with a fully licensed partner bank in Germany, and we will be offering bank accounts through our partner to our customers. So inside of the solution, you will have access to a normal bank account. you'll be able to do SEPA credits transfers. You'll be able to do SEPA. Yeah, you can have a Mastercard linked directly to your balance. And additionally, you will have wallets in the same interface, and you'll be able to trade. Now, what's really cool is you'll be able to trade a lot quicker and easier than with a normal exchange.
Will you issue any cards with which I can pay everywhere around?
Yeah.
It will be.
So we will be issuing a Mastercard.
Mastercard.
And it's going to have NFC, wireless functionality. It's a very beautiful card, and yeah, it'll be linked directly to your bank balance. So you won't need to top it up. It'll just be pulling money directly from your bank balance.
Regarding an ICO, yeah, I saw some statements that you were planning to do one.
Yep.
As I understand, you've stopped it. You decided not to do that, right?
Well, an ICO is a way of raising funds,
yeah.
And you want to raise funds in a position of strength. Right now, we're not in a position of strength. Our business was almost profitable. We had hockey stick growth, and unfortunately, we had to shut it down because of our partners. Now, what we're doing is we're taking the time to rebuild exactly the way where we want to. We're doing everything at a very high level of quality, and we will relaunch in summer, end of July, and we will launch with a product that no one has ever seen before in the crypto space. This will be the first time that you actually have a crypto-first bank account.
How much money would not be able, but planning to raise when you launch a project?
I mean, we would like to raise around 50 million.
50?
50, yeah. Building a bank is expensive, and
I guess so. Do you personally invest in them? In ICOs?
Yes, I tend to just try and make a couple of good investments, like once a quarter, in some projects that I believe in, like especially if I know someone involved. Yeah, I don't follow like the markets every single day.
Long term.
Long term.
Yeah, do long term. You know, it's like all about long term, and when you do long term, it means that you're interested in the project actually. So, you know, there will be Great 20 Summit soon, the G20. And at this summit, they are planning to discuss blockchain, or I don't remember if it has already passed or it's going to be. But they're planning to discuss blockchain from the perspective that it's not at this very moment dangerous for the financial system. So, what do you think about this statement?
Governments and big business look at Bitcoin and blockchain in the same way, and it's a very two-faced way. Because on the one hand, you have the UK saying, "Oh, we're investigating creating our own cryptocurrency," and on the other hand, you have them saying they want to ban strong encryption.
Yeah.
And so I think there's the pilot phase and like the research labs and stuff, and I think there's the legislation that will apply to everyone. And I think a lot of countries and companies are kind of doing both things at the same time. On the one hand, they're saying, "Hey, we're really hot for this, and we want to, revolutionize the world." On the other hand, they're saying, "Well, actually, no. If you have BTC in your bank transfer reference, then we're going to reject the payment."
Do you think we should have people of our age coming to politics and to rule the country, to really implement it and to regulate it in the right way?
That sounds great.
Yeah.
You can be president, I'll be chancellor. I think Estonia is doing a great job with e-citizenship, and I think it's the only country in the world to have a CTO. And
yeah.
and I guess if we saw more politicians who were advocating for policies like that, then we could mobilize as the younger generation to support those and then effect change that way.
In your team, you have a chief happiness officer. It's a dog.
Yeah.
What is the dog doing among your team, and how do you pay the salary, and what are the responsibilities of the dog?
But basically,
Where is the dog?
Basically, she just walks around naked and sniffs things and makes everyone really happy.
I got it. What's the name of the dog?
Lola.
Lola.
But I will say, like, being in a startup is stressful, and honestly, I would so my piece of advice to any startup would be get an office pet, because there's going to be some really tough times, and just having a little animal running around definitely like lowers the blood pressure. There's been a few times when we're not quite sure if she's appropriate. Like we had some quite traditional investors from Korea come in, and just as we're closing the door, Lola just jumps up on a chair, and then she's participating in the meeting, and they're like, "There's a dog," and we're like, "Oh yeah, shit, that's not normal, is it? Okay, you should go now."
If you see Satoshi Nakamoto and you know it is Satoshi, what would you tell him?
I wouldn't tell him anything. I'd hope he could tell me some things. I'd say, what do you think of what's happened, and like how close is this to your vision? And I guess I'd tell him thank you first of all, and I'd want to know what he thought of the way the world had evolved.
And I will say thank you, Ben, for the interview. It was a pleasure to talk. Thank you so much. Very interesting. It's a timeline of the project.
Yeah.
It's like from where it started to.
Yeah, but that's the beginning, and then
Here is York.
Yeah.
So here is the beginning. September 12, 2015. Founders Ben, Jan, and York. And who's Jan?
So Jan is our COO and co-founder. He had an accident earlier this year. Yeah.
It's this year.
Yeah. And so he's recovering now, but he's going to be back with us in a few months.
He's okay?
Hopefully. Yeah.
He's recovering.
He's paralyzed now.
Okay.
Which was a really tough time for us, but now he's recovering in a kind of a hospital rehabilitation center, and he'll be back working with us in the office in a few months.
What's the most prominent thing here? You think
I have to say the team, of course.
The team.
Like
Here
we have a wonderful team. Actually, I think this is the most recent picture.
Yeah, show it. It's the Bitwala.
Yeah.
Great, and all the best to Jan to recover and to work. It's a pity he's not here, and York as well.
Yeah.
But anyway, time comes and we will show Jan and York too.
Yeah, come back in a few months and we'll have the whole team.
So
okay.
it's great.